Hi there, welcome to Diet in the Digital Age. My name is Delaney. And I want to welcome you this week. Unfortunately, this will be my last video on this channel, and I wanted to end this chapter by really putting together everything I've learned and come across throughout this journey, and all the research that I've done for these videos. This has been my thesis project for my master's program, and I can honestly say that I have learned way more than I could have even imagined when I began this project. When trying to think about something that I wanted to learn about that I also wanted to share with others, diet culture seemed to kind of just stick out to me. It's something that I've thought about and I've encountered in almost all stages of my life, yet I was missing a lot of key pieces and a lot of information surrounding that. Now, the main focus of my studies throughout my master's program has been social media. And as someone who wants to pursue a career in social media, it's really important to me that I continue to learn and observe how social media channels will affect us in the long run, how they affect our day-to-day interpersonal relationships, and the impact that they can have, because at the end of the day, social media is very new. It's something that has become so important and such a big part of our lives, but at the end of the day, it's only been around less than 30 years. So there's still a lot that we don't know, and we'll only learn by time passing and things evolving. So with that, Diet in the Digital Age was born. That convergence of thoughts was what created this project. And at the beginning, I sat down and I defined diet culture as an emphasis on quick fixes and strict regimens as the only way to be healthy, ignoring the broader range of health in favor of presenting thin bodies and strict diets. At the beginning, I sat down and I wanted to just define what I thought diet culture was. And what I came up with was a series or a bunch of quick fixes and strict regimens that are promoted as the only way to be healthy, ignoring a broader amount of health concerns in favor of presenting thin bodies and really strict of presenting thin bodies as the ideal thing to achieve. Social media posts encouraging these quick fixes or these diets or insane workout routines to achieve a perfect body or a thin body have been kind of my point of focus. Whether it's a day in the life video that includes insane workout after workout and barely any food, or the promotion of a weight loss product or snack, these are ways that diet culture is promoted and perpetuated through social media usage. Now, as I've said in some of my past videos, diet culture is not a new phenomenon. It has actually been around for a very long time. It's just the way that it's presented itself to us has changed and has evolved. Although it is not new, it has become more ever present to us with the convenience of social media and technology in our everyday lives. Earlier, I explored the early 2000s diet culture through some traditional media, such as TV shows and commercials. Some really big ones that I hit on were America's Next Top Model and the Special K diet, being examples of advertising skinny bodies as the ideal thing that we should work to achieve no matter how we get there. With those traditional media forms like TV or movies or magazines, a lot of people, common people, normal people, are used to comparing themselves to these celebrities or these larger than life figures. These people seem so different from us, and so sometimes it's a little bit easier to put them on a pedestal. On social media, the comparisons don't really stop. Social media includes a mix of people we know, friends, family, celebrities, these larger than life figures. It's kind of a huge mix of all of these types of people. So this can open up a wider range and I guess level of person that we can compare ourselves to. When we see this sought after ideal or thin, perfect body in normal people like us that we know on social media, it can sometimes feel a little bit more personal than seeing a photo of Kylie Jenner, because these are people that we know and they're somewhat on the same level as us. this can actually lead to way more intense feelings of negative body image because there doesn't feel like there's much of a status difference. Again, diet culture is not just gonna go away. Throughout all of this, everything I've learned, all I've been able to think about is what's next. What's the next form of diet culture? I've wondered if social media and the perpetuation of diet culture through skinny tummy teas or workout routines or all of these things that we see is just going to increase in volume, or if there's another channel that we haven't really thought of yet to promote diet culture. Although I hope and I wish the diet culture was not promoted as much as it is, especially through social media channels. Unfortunately, that is the way it is, and I think it's important to pay attention to these things and see how they evolve and how they affect one another. So I just want to thank you all for joining me on this journey of diet in the digital age. It's been so exciting and I feel like I've learned so much. I hope I've taught you something. I've taught myself a lot of things. I highly encourage you to continue thinking about diet culture and how it will evolve, how it affects you and your relationship with social media in your everyday life. So with that, one last time, thank you so much for joining me on Diet in the Digital Age. My name is Delaney and I hope you have a great week. Bye.